Right, so this is a playthrough of Maniac Mansion that are NES. I'm going to
Yep.
try to not overwhelm this discussion with my playthrough notes, but there's a lot going on here, and I think how I played it will also explain just what kind of a game this is. But this
There's a
is,
lot going on in general too.
yeah, for sure. This is this is their original adventure game, or at the very least one of the earliest.
I believe it was their first. I read it was the first self-published game of LucasArts, so it's
Oh,
probably their first adventure game.
yeah, this
Um,
is a port of the original, which was a Commodore 64 game.
or it started out on the Commodore 64 and Apple II, and then was ported to the IBM PC, um, and other such things. And this is the NES port, which is also developed by LucasArts themselves.
Right, yeah, so there was an original NES port that was a Japanese-led one, I believe.
Yeah,
Jellicoe.
Jalico's publishing this one, but Jalico also did the Japanese only port. And Jalico, if you don't know, is basically the bastion of mediocrity. If you ever want a that's fine game, you go to Jalico.
Indeed. The port did not go over well, or like they were like, it's fine, but it's not great. So like,
Yeah, there wasn't any scrolling for one thing.
right, yeah. I just know that like it looks a lot different from this, and then LucasArts themselves made their like a modification of it, or I think that, yeah, I think some of
I
it's,
think they just did their own, because
yeah,
I doubt Jalico got the Scum engine, which this
yeah,
does use the Scum engine.
right, yeah. So another way, yeah, they made their own NES version. I prefer this one. I think mostly it's easiest to emulate, but it holds up. I think like I've watched playthroughs of the original, and it's not a lot different aside from the graphics. Like the characters are much more downscaled, and there's a lot of censorship going on. But other than that, like it seems to be a pretty faithful port of the game. So
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty solid.
And you have music in this version.
Yeah, there's not.
You're on a system that can do that shit.
Yeah. There's like beeps and bloops and stuff on the original, but we got
Well, on the PC, yeah.
Yeah. So in this playthrough, I don't waste a lot of time in the early parts because there's actually some time-sensitive stuff that I'm preparing for. Like I'm
Oh, yeah.
trying to get a lot of stuff done and trying to get characters in certain places and certain points. That kind of slows down after a specific flag, but up until then, this is just kind of like I've wrote down what I'm doing. I have
Yeah.
a order of what I'm doing. So yeah, this is the original LucasArts adventure game, and it's a little different in that you have multiple characters that you play as. You always have Dave, he's your one guy that you always have. And then you get to choose between two other characters to bring with you among like 6 others. And who you pick actually determines how you beat the game, because there's essentially...
Yeah, they have special skills, basically.
Yeah, there's 4 goals. You need to get a key to open the door to the lab. You need to get a key code to open the keypad that is also on that door. You need to get past the main villain's henchman, and you need to defeat the main villain. One of those things changes depending on which characters you bring, and the main villain has different endings depending on your characters, but also has generic ones that you can do with anybody. So
There's a lot of different ways to defeat them.
yeah, your playthrough, it can actually very much change depending on your characters. I went with Michael because he's the photographer, and I don't know, was drawn into the idea of using photography to solve the puzzle. It turned out to be the most boring ending, I think, but we'll get to that. And then I brought Jeff, who is actually worthless.
Oh, the one character who is worthless? Yeah, I
kinda-
remember there's one character who has no skill.
So Jeff's skill is that he can repair the phone. There's another character named Bernard who can repair the phone and the radio, and that's actually one of your win conditions. The phone is actually useful, but not a win condition. You can't do anything required with the phone. So, yeah, Jeff is not useful. But, yeah, so here's an example. Here's Weird Ed. He's the son of the family, of the Edisons. He, like, just at a certain point, after, I don't know if it's specifically based on, like, an actual internal clock, or just if you do enough stuff, like, go to enough rooms, because I've heard, like, you just go to different rooms to make stuff happen, but he will just, like, at one point, and early on, will just go, like, hey, I want to go to the kitchen, and you see me waiting there because he is actually actively moving from room to room, and if I were to go a little earlier, I would have bumped into him, and then he would have, much like Edna did earlier, captured my character and put him in the dungeon. The dungeon is not actually... You're not really locked in there, and you'll see what I mean later, but... Yeah, like, you actually have to keep in mind where characters are going to be and when they're going to be there. It's not a lot of it, but in the early game, there's Edna is in the kitchen at the start always. Ed will come down to the kitchen at a brief point, and the main thing that I'm concerned about is at some point today, the doorbell is going to ring, and he is going to go downstairs to get his package. And we want the package.
Oh, man. A package?
Yeah. That's actually a very specific thing from Michael. We'll get to that later. But, yeah, it's kind of an adventure game, but also... It's really neat, but this game is chock full of soft locks. Like,
Oh man, it's green tentacle citation needed.
Yeah. Green tentacle. A good old, important character. Well, actually, I guess that's kind of it. He's just like, hey, I want some food.
There are some other paths, but...
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I played this game much younger, like, emulated it. And I didn't remember a lot from back then, but I did...
Oh my god, that ladder climbing animation.
Yeah. I didn't remember, yeah, he wants the bowl of wax fruit. There's the tentacle chow. That's just a red herring. He doesn't do anything. This game loves that kind of stuff, too. But, yeah, you can soft-lock yourself in a lot of ways. Like, that paint remover is required for the game, kind of. We'll get to it. But if you use the paint remover on anything, you lose it, and it's just gone. So, yeah.
It's just funny, because this game was kind of designed in response to the kind of bullshit Sierra pulled. But it doesn't quite get there, because they mentioned that they had so many moving parts that they weren't able to, like, keep everything that they wanted, but, like, you know, everything's safe. But it also seems like they're not willing to, like, you know, make up an explanation of why you can get more paint remover if you use it, or, you know, like, to turn a death into a save by, like, you know, kind of messing around.
So, one interesting thing is a lot of LucasArts adventure games, if not almost all of them, you can't, like, soft lock or, like, die or anything. Like, they're very intentional in that they're designed to be, you know...
And that's what they wanted for this one, according to interviews, but that didn't really work out.
Especially...
and later ones, I think there's no others where you can soft lock, unless there's some glitch in one. And you can die in the Indiana Jones game, I think, but...
But yeah, you can actually die in various ways in this game. I don't... Well, I guess, yeah, you'll see. I'll point them out, but,
Yeah.
Oh, so fun fact, this door right here...
Oh, yeah, that door, yeah.
That used to have
that's the copy protection door.
Yeah.
It was added in the port to the PC because the copy protection scheme for the Commodore and Apple was some sort of thing that they used to do all the time for those things, which is unholy manipulation of the disc. Like, you're talking nibble swaps and other, like, very low-level things in order to prevent you from copying it. But none of that stuff works in a system where you actually have an OS and are expected to be able to copy files back and forth. So they put in a more standard copy protection where you look up a code to that door in the manual
Indeed.
that comes with it. And the fun part is that was, that panel was removed from the game in this one because there was no need for copy protection, except there is a small spot where you can still click on it.
Don't spoil it.
And oh no.
So, yeah, you'll see me. I'm making my characters work out here. I should mention, Dave got put in the dungeon. You can just say goodbye to him. You're not going to see much of him for the rest of the run.
He has no special skills. He's Dave.
Yeah, he is. You are required to have him, but he has no unique skills to him. So, but he does have a purpose in the dungeon. Again, you'll see. I have my characters working out there so that they can. There's 2 points that you can use your characters to open something, but they have to work out first in order to be strong enough to open it up. And I have them both do it so they can both use it at certain points. This is... I don't want to say this is like a speed run, but I definitely, like...
You kind of feels like a speed run when you have to do it this way.
Yeah, like, I actually made, like, a run that I thought was efficient in order to,
Not super dicking around.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a reason I actually have both of them up here and they both worked out, is because I want them to do different stuff at different points. And then, yeah, I also passed on some items. You can have, characters give items to each other. I should say, as far as this NES port goes, it feels surprisingly good. Like, the select button will quick swap between get, use, and open, which are, like, the most commonly used verbs.
Yeah.
So, that was immensely useful. And, other than that, like, the verb stuff is, like, mostly pretty good. I think turn on and turn off is superfluous, but, like, you understand what it means. It's just, you occasionally, it's like, oh, I don't use it, I have to turn it on. And that's a little dumb. It's better than the original, where it had even more verbs. I remember fix and unlock were verbs in that one. So, they got rid of those, thankfully. There's a lot of darkened rooms. Every single one of them has a light you can just turn on. You can use the flashlight that's in the kitchen, but that requires batteries. There's a battery in the fridge, but that one's a weak battery. You have to get a better one later. And...
It helps you find where the lights are first time around.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, once you know where everything is, you do not need to use the flashlight for almost anything. There's one point where you do, kind of. We'll get to it. And I regret not showing this off. That door there leads to an arcade room. You'll see it much, much later. But... And then, yeah, that room right there leads to a film development room, which we will be seeing.
Oh, just perfect for my photography skills.
How convenient. So, yeah, there is Razor and Sid, who are essentially the same character. They're like the band members.
Also, we're reading a wanted poster for a murderous purple slimy meteor.
Called that number. Yep, and that number is randomly generated. That's part of Bernard's win condition, is you can repair that radio in that room, and then call on a meteor.
You call the meteor police.
Yeah, the meteor police. This game has very silly endings, if you couldn't tell. So yeah, here's Weird Ed. He heard the doorbell ring, and he's like, hey, I wonder if that's my package. I better leave my room. And like I said, he will actually do that, so he goes right outside, and there's the door to his room. I'm for sure, absolutely. This is not a setup for something later. But yeah, I actually want him to get caught here because Ed catching somebody actually makes him forget about the package. So now I can go downstairs and get the package whenever I want. And so, but I also have a second purpose in that he's taken Jeff here to the basement, meaning that he is not in his room right now. And so I need Michael to be in that room and grab anything that I need from there before he gets back, because he is heading back now. Anyway, yeah, that door. That's his room. Huh.
No, good. Yes.
I very briefly entered Dr. Fred's office. He's like the main villain, essentially.
Yeah.
That room, if you're in that hallway, whenever Ed comes downstairs, he comes out of that room for some reason. His position whenever he enters a room is very weird. I don't understand why. But, yeah, if any of these guys catch you, they just kind of go like, hey, what are you doing here? And then they just throw you in the dungeon. So, which, again, not the worst thing. Like, they won't kill you unless you give them a reason to. And boy howdy, can this guy kill you. So yeah, now everybody's in the dungeon. That really sucks, huh?
Yeah.
So I had forgotten about this. I had to look this up because I was like, oh, once they're in there, they're screwed, right? It's like, oh no.
No.
There's
a loose brick, but you have to hold it open with someone. So.
Well, and what it actually does is you press it and it opens the door, but it doesn't open for long enough to get from the brick to the door, because then it automatically shuts. And you'll see that at some points, like, I'll do that trick and switch to somebody who's standing next to the door and still not have enough time to exit. But yeah, like, as long as one other person's in there, you can just bail people out of there.
Yeah.
So, he wants the package, oh, right, yeah, and there's also other little cutscenes. Since we kind of talked over it, the main plot is that Dave's girlfriend was kidnapped by Dr. Fred, and we're here to rescue him. The dialogue in the opening is also different depending on which characters you bring. Like, Bernard, whenever he says, like, if anybody wants to leave now, Bernard will be like, alright, and just starts walking away. I'm very busy. The character sprites in the original are like, they're much larger and they have like much more exaggerated features. They're kind of freaky looking. Yeah, another thing I talked over is that we tried to pick up a bottle of developer, but then it's smashed to the grating, and it's come down here.
Puddle of developer.
Yeah. So
that's what you're like after a couple rounds of Battle Craziness.
I was pretty happy to be able to figure that one out myself. I didn't actually need to look up a guide for most of this. I was actually pretty good on most of it. There's just a couple of things that kind of escaped me. But yeah, that's how much time you have to get out that door. So you have to be very quick with your D-pad and mouse.
Every kid has their own theme, and like I believe the manual says it's their CD and their CD player.
Oh yeah. Every character has a CD player item, and if you turn it off, it turns off the music. Just because. So I've got Michael's in the I don't even know what you call it, another basement. It's where there's a water.
Super basement.
Yeah. It's where the plumbing is for some reason. And there's
not in a basement, just straight up under the house.
Yeah. There's also a bunch of red herring items. Like there's tentacle chow. There's like canned food or something like that. There's a bunch of stuff on the table in there, but none of it really is used for anything. So we're gonna use a glass jar with the swimming pool to get some water. More info about that in a second. Actually, one thing I will say... Oh, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. So we want to turn this on so we can drain the pool. But, uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The pool's empty again. We're gonna have another meltdown. So, this is Purple Tentacle. This is the henchman I was referring to. This is essentially the main purpose of which characters you bring. You have to get past him. and how you do that is determined by which characters you have. So Michael has a unique way to get past him. Meteor's gonna be mad. So yeah, I might as well say, yeah, the main villain is actually a meteor. It's just a chunk of meteor that is apparently sentient.
It's like where the inspirations really shine through. Was these kind of, schlock 60s sci-fi horror, whatever,
yeah, for sure.
movie shit.
Anyway, so there's a there's a nuclear reactor down here at the bottom of the pool. They're using the pool to keep it cool. Also, this game has save states, which is really neat.
Oh, yay!
Really handy. So
okay.
The first thing you do when you're at the bottom of this pool is press this button, and then the second thing you do is become obliterated by a nuclear explosion. Yeah, so this bad ending can happen in several ways. One of them is just to leave the pool off. It causes the thing to go off. Yeah. Another is just to press that button. They just put a button there to fucking end your game. Just to be rude.
Oh no, not the history eraser button.
It's just literally a red button. You press it, you fucking die. Everyone within 5 miles just gets fucking blown up. Good job.
The game is over. Obviously.
So that's why I really appreciate the save state function in the game, so that I was able to show off some of those things. Because yeah, you can just go to the menu, and which I guess is really, really nice in a game with soft locks, that you can just save your game and restore it at any time. I doubt it saves if you turn the system off. I have no idea, but
yeah, I don't know if it has SRAM or not. It might have SRAM.
I don't know. So yeah, oh yeah, this happens every time you turn off the water. You see this little cutscene. He goes and turns on the lights, even though the lights are already on. Oops. But then he turns them off, which is just to annoy you, I guess. So
it was logical.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I do like that though. They will actually like close doors and stuff when they go through places. So yeah, the water in that pool is radioactive.
I wonder why.
It's just important to know because there is a puzzle. I don't even know how much I want to get into it. There's a puzzle where you have to use the win condition for 3 of the other characters involves you using a bottle of water and an envelope in a microwave in order to steam off the seal in order to open it without ripping it, which is yeah.
That's something I learned in class or a MacGyver episode, and I want to put in my game now.
But if you use the jar of radioactive water, opening the microwave up will cause you to fucking die. So anyway, you put the key in this car here, and this happens. The Edsel, yeah. And then it goes.
Later!
So that's one of our win conditions we just threw away for fun.
Threw it into space.
Yeah.
Oh, also, yeah, that didn't. The garage did not help.
The garage did not appreciate that. Yeah, so you can put the meteor in the trunk of that car and then send it into space, and that's one of your win conditions. But there's another one which, of course, you'll be seeing because it's the only other like generic win condition you can get. Or not, well, ending, I should say, because the win condition is just getting past Purple Tentacle.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the part where I screwed up because I wanted to pass off some items between the characters.
Yeah.
And I forgot something, and so ended up really prolonging this. But
oh no.
Well, not too long.
It's more time to talk.
Yeah,
because like in the beginning, we're like we couldn't even get the damn plot out.
Yeah, for sure. This is actually you probably didn't notice it. We'll see it. There was a key that I was passing by, and this is all in service of getting that key, which unlocks the prison door. And to be honest, it isn't even really necessary. I don't think I use it much at all. But
I guess it's safety if you get everyone else dead.
yeah, for sure.
Because
But,
like if your characters die, you can continue on with the other people, and you may be able to finish the game depending on
who's dead? Yeah.
yeah who's dead and what if they lost their items or whatever.
So yeah,
You probably can, but
yeah. There's a record in Green Tentacle's room, and it plays that horrifying noise that broke that vase whenever you played it. So we recorded that on the cassette recorder down there. And this is just showcasing, yeah, budding writers, musicians, and game designers.
the three guys who publish anything.
So the writers is Wendy, and musicians is Razor and Sid. All three of them have to mail an envelope in order to get their win condition. They literally get like a contract, and they give it to Purple Tentacle. He's like, "Oh, this is for the meteor? Okay, cool. You can go ahead." And that's their win condition. So we have a recording of that horrifying shriek. We're gonna take it over here into this room.
Oh, yeah, and put it on our Discord soundboard.
Yes. So let's put it in there. And so yeah, on top of that chandelier is a key. You can barely see it.
Oh yeah, I can see it now that I'm looking for it.
Yeah. And then, yeah, you gotta put it in, and then you gotta turn it on. You can't use it, you gotta turn it on. I found that slightly annoying, but... Yep, there's our key. It's just convenient, and it's just nice to have. Which is redundant. I'm good at words.
It's nice to convenient.
So, what I wanted to do was I wanted to give Jeff all my dimes, and I did not remember to do that.
Oops.
But,
brother, can you spare a dime?
no sir, bye.
Oh yeah, I remember reading this guy's shirt in the Commodore 64 version is like flesh colored, and that's because like sprites on the Commodore 64 have to share one of their colors, and they use the skin color for that. But you know he's black, so
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's go talk to Ed. He gives you the same spiel, but you can still act during that, and if you give him the package, he's like, hey, thanks for that. If you're playing anybody else, I think he just likes your character, but if you're playing as Michael, he likes your entire party now, and he actually gives you a quest, because it's something that Michael can actually do. He has, he just straight up is like, yeah, I have this plan, but I got the package, but I don't have the plans, which are in film form. And also, we took his hamster because he was hiding the purple key card. I forgot we need that too to beat the game. And you can give it back to him. You don't really need to, but it's just, just to be nice. If you're Razor or Sid, you can stick the hamster in the microwave and fucking nuke it, and then you could give it back to him, and he proceeds to kill you, but he kills you so hard that you become a ghost, and you can move around and actually play the game as an invisible character.
What?
Yes, specifically for that death, you are able to actually play as a ghost.
Oops.
I didn't mention it, you can also kill your character by opening the, or turning off the water valve while they're still in the pool, and they'll drown.
Oh, yeah, that...
So, yeah.
A lot of the deaths in this game are, don't do that, stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of obvious stuff for the deaths. But, anyway, so outside, there's this little speck on the ground. That's a roll of film. That appears whenever you talk to him after giving him the package. So, good luck noticing that. They surprisingly did. So yeah, that we need to develop that and give it back to him, and then he'll have his plans. Anyway, I have this. Didn't remember the dimes.
I just realized how annoying shuffling inventory between 3 people is.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, one character, you kind of just want them in the basement. Like, you don't really need 3 characters, you just need 2. And you only need 2 for very specific things. But, yeah, if you're trying to be efficient like I am, then yeah, you do have to do a little bit of inventory management and making sure the right characters pick up the right items. So, yeah, we got that sponge full of developer fluid.
Yup.
Stick that in the tray. And oh, I like this too. Use the... And he's like, okay, I better close the door. They actually... little details. This game's full of stuff like that, and I appreciate it. I guess part of the problem with this game is that you don't really know what you're doing. Like, you know that you need to get into the basement, but you don't realize that, like, what door even leads to the lab. Getting down there, if you actually want to get down there normally, you actually have to use, like, well, you'll see it. You have to do something specific to even get down there unless you get kidnapped, or captured.
Yeah.
And then you have to get a key card, a password, and then you have to find a way to get past purple. And you have to know that he says, meet me in the lab in 10 minutes. That actually doesn't matter. He'll meet you in the lab as soon as you go there. And you still need to actually get access there. But yeah, that's the win condition met. So he will show up to help you when you go to purple, and that's how you get past him. But we still need to get, like... Oh yeah, the glowing key was in the pool. That's the key that you need for the lock. Also... here's Cousin Ted. He's in the shower. This text used to say, for good Edna, which is... It's a hell of a pun. There's a lot of censorship. There's like a naked statue in the main hall past the security door.
And a lot of some weird shit, too.
Yeah. Worth noting, the codes that we see, like the one that was on that poster and that code that was on the wall there, they're randomized. They are actually not static, so you can't just know them. You actually have to go find them. So, that is for, well, it's for calling Edna's room. And, we happen to have a guy who can repair the phone that's broken in this, library over here. The one thing that he can do.
I can repair one thing, but not other thing.
So, yeah, because I am able to just at any time have somebody enter Edna's room, make her take us to the dungeon, and then have someone else go into a room while she's gone, I don't need to do this, but it is more convenient this way.
Yeah.
So, you are going to be seeing me calling her, and then, what happened after I tried to rewind as much as I could to backtrack after realizing a grave error I made much later in the game. So, this is as far back as I could go, so I'm going to... Yeah, she's going to answer the phone, and then I'm just going to go downstairs. In shame.
The shame walk.
You do get to see a little bit of a gag when I call her again, at least, but... Yeah, you see there's a key in her room, there's a couple of other items that are red herrings, and then there's a ladder. And... It's funny because there's a lot of stuff that we're about to do that is not necessary, but... Again, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's necessary to beat the game if you beat it as intended, but there's actually a kind of big oversight that makes the game super easy. But, anyway, since we're downstairs, or since we're doing this little trek, I get to take an opportunity to show off some things I wouldn't normally have done. Like, if we go ahead and use this keypad on the wall here, right in front of this door. Yeah. So, yeah, this is... They just left in the code for, like, to get past the security door, and the object for it is just in the corner of this room for some reason. So if you use it, I think if you there is a code for it internally.
Yeah, there is a code, but it's completely random, and you have no way to know it.
And it doesn't do anything. It opens the door that you already have open.
Yeah.
Also showing off that you can just turn off lights and make rooms dark if you feel like it. This game, that's how you get into the basement if you need to. But you have to have
but you need 2 people, of course.
Yeah. So. Because of the sequel, I thought there was something important in the grandfather clock, but no, there's not. Anyway, yeah, if you put in the wrong code, then it happens after a minute. Because, I don't know.
It's very secure.
It's secure, alright. If someone's trying to get into your lab and they ain't got the code, then you and everyone you love is dead.
Very secure.
That'll teach them.
They're individual atoms now. Nobody can get them. Your bank account is safe.
Indeed. Yeah, that's it for the characters. Bernard is the easy mode character because he has a unique win, a unique ending, and then his win condition is the same thing essentially. You call the police, the intergalactic police. They come down and they get the meteor and just take that away. And then when you go down there, their badge is there, and you show the badge to the purple tentacle, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I ain't screwing with that." So that's a win-win. Anyway, hi Jeff. You look like you're broke. I have some dimes I stole from Ed. Don't tell him.
This is the origin not only of LucasArts games, but also the engine that ran them. Because in the beginning, they wanted to make sure that the game was portable because of all the different systems that are around there. Computer systems.
Right.
Yeah, and so they kind of went with an interpreter approach, which is a very modern approach, but it was also used by Sierra as well, so in the adventure game space, it was kind of normal. And it's called Script Creation Utility for Maniac Mansion, or SCUM, and versions of it would be what they use for, ever.
I forget, yeah, SCUM actually has Maniac Mansion in his title. That's what the M stand for. Which is... it's kind of crazy. This is... a pretty important game.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just really like it. It's... despite some of all the soft locking that you can accidentally do, it's a really well-made adventure game. Oh yeah, I checked out that pennant on the wall there.
Oh wow, they did. Oh, I know they censored that, but I didn't know they didn't get rid of the object.
Yeah, looking on the cutting room floor before I did this led me to some fun discoveries.
Yeah, for some reason, Nintendo was worried about the word scum.
Yes, but they didn't bother to get rid of the code or anything. They just made the graphic invisible. Good shit.
They also had to edit the endings. The credit for the engine had to be just the engine instead of the scum engine.
I forget if it was in the original or if it was something that got censored in the original. But in the early game, if you have Bernard and he tries to run away at the beginning, Dave is just like, "Get back here, Tuna Head." In the original, it was "Get back here, Muff Diver," which is...
I don't think...
I just know that was... I read something about that.
It wasn't... I read something about that, but it was the original line was in a prototype, and it wasn't that bad. It was, "Get here, asshole."
Right.
Oh no, wait, that's the one at the ending.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one at the ending where they say asshole, but they changed it to Tuna Head for the callback.
Yeah. So there was a safe up in above Edna's room. There was a code next to it, but it's too tiny to read, so we need to go get the code. This is a pretty weird puzzle in this game.
It's not a magnifying glass thing, right?
No.
It's... Then why is the code there at all?
Oh, well, no, you can read it. You just need something a little more, you know...
Insane?
Yeah. So, there's this plant. You can feed it a whole bunch of stuff and it'll eat it, but it won't do anything. Oh, right. I also take this opportunity to look at the memoir, which is in Fred's office. The writing is terrible. It's written by a meteor. How strange. So, if you have Windy, you can rewrite it to make it really good, and then mail that in, and that's where you get the contract. Anybody else, though? Oops, I think I made it worse. This is the worst joke I've ever read. I just enjoyed that bit, so I had to show it off. But yeah, you can feed this guy a whole bunch of stuff, and it doesn't really matter. But if you give him radioactive water, he becomes really tall. So now we can climb him. Oh, wait, no, he bit me. You gotta give him a can of Pepsi. Because product placement. I don't think
there we go. Just like Mario.
Yeah. You can give it to the green tentacle too, and he does a line about it. I don't actually think it consumes it though, so you can do both. But yeah, we can use this telescope.
Oh my god!
But in order to turn the telescope, we have to put dimes in this machine back here, and then we have 3 dimes. I think that's all that there is. And you get to turn it 3 times. 4 times. Okay. But yeah, you get to turn it for however many dimes you have. You have to turn to the right twice, and you'll be able to see the code. If you don't do it correctly, soft lock.
Also, I'm not sure how you rotate a telescope on top of your house so you can see in your own window.
I don't know. Also, that guy's a lot more of a jump scare in the original. Like, you just see the moon, and then suddenly it just pops in front of you and starts flashing. But yeah, you don't really have any way of knowing where you have to turn it. You just have to guess. It's kind of weird. But I also don't understand how you're, looking through a telescope to see your own house. But there's the code. But it's also hidden behind the safe, so if you look at it before you open the safe, you won't see anything, like I did. And I was just
God!
Like, I don't know what I'm even looking at. Anyway, here's that paint remover on this painted door. So yeah, there's some broken wires here. Anybody can actually repair these. Except, well, you know, live wires are probably not smart to touch. So, and again, the number is randomly generated, so... What is in this...
They got mileage out of this keypad.
Yeah, they did. What is in this very important safe? It's an envelope. What is in this very important envelope? It was a
It's
quarter.
glued shut. And a quarter?
Yep. So yeah, if you do that, you ruin the envelope. So if you have to do one of the 3 characters as a male win condition, soft lock.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't do that. But yeah, we needed that quarter in order to well, we need that quarter. We don't need dimes. We need a quarter specifically.
That's one of the ones I think I do remember.
Yeah. Hi, Dave.
I am Pushbot 9000. Beep.
You guys are helping rescue my girlfriend, right? Yes! Anyway, you don't need to be able to see to do most stuff. So there's a circuit breaker here, we want to turn it off, which I guess it doesn't matter if the lights are on or off because they're about to go off anyway. Oh great, someone shut the power off. Have another meltdown. Yeah,
Again!
this is identical to the other one. But,
They internally label these as cutscenes, and I can't research it for certain, but like they were claiming it's the origin of the term.
huh.
I take that with a grain of salt, but yeah.
Yeah. We got problems again. Yeah, so he checks the circuit breakers, regardless of whether or not it's the circuit breakers. He always comes down here, or to the basement, whenever anything goes wrong. He doesn't check the water, so the water will just fucking go off.
Oh hey, the flashlight.
Yeah, so you actually need to do this in order to repair the wires. The power needs to be off in order to even touch them, but you need to be able to see in order to do that. There was a radio in the pool, you open that up to get the batteries, and that's all that does. It's just for the batteries. And you put those in the flashlight, and then... now you can see. Anyway, he puts you in the next room. Congratulations.
Yeah, I like how their dungeon is also in front of their base of operations.
Yeah, not the smartest design, but I mean, they're not the smartest people, let's be honest. So yeah, we need to...
Also, I doubt they built it for that place in the purpose in the first place.
No, oh, sure. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, if Edna takes you to the basement, I think originally her line is something like, I should tie you to my bed. Yeah, she says something weird. She's a very strange character, but in this she's a little more tepid. So yeah, I had to do all that without wasting too much time, otherwise I get fucking nuked. And I repaired those wires so that I can, I don't know? Like, doing that causes you to and get the lab key code in a very roundabout way, but I don't actually know what doing that does?
I think it allows you to...
Maybe those power the arcade machines.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Trying to dance around it a bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
I assume, like, you know, you're fixing the power to those.
It's just kind of like...
they're on a different outlet for some reason.
Yeah, it's like, why does it power them specifically? But whatever.
I'm not an electrician.
So yeah, I actually am just waiting for that cutscene to come up. There's not much left to do. The glowing key, oh, right. Another kind of filler cutscene. The meteor wants a hamster and electric cattle prod. Hamster! So yeah, this is Dr. Fred Edison, Weird Ed Edison, and then there's Edna Edison. It's the villain family.
Oh, I guess that would hint that the purple key card is in here.
Yep. Oh, really? And also that you need the key card. It's a very smartly designed game.
Some of this, yeah.
Old Rusty Key is the one that opens the basement door, which... I don't know. I gave it to him just for convenience sake, so I don't have to do the fucking 2-second, door trick.
Oh, have a quarter.
Giving all our coins to Jeff for some reason.
Give him the small keys. Maybe you can get the 20 rupees.
I'm just gonna put myself in jail, fuck this. Hey Dave, how you doing? I think I've actually beaten the game so fast that this cutscene would normally appear a little sooner, but they have other cutscenes queued up, so
Oh.
I gotta wait for them to actually show me what I'm supposed to do next.
Explore the useless room that had nothing in it.
It had the manuscript in it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. There's a spooky skeleton in it.
Sweet.
There's Captain Inn on the wall there. And yeah, I read somewhere that you just need to like enter a bunch of different rooms to trigger cutscenes. So
Yeah.
it's probably not just specifically time-based. If it is, then it requires you to enter rooms to actually trigger the cutscene, I guess. But yeah, that door there is the last place we haven't been, and there we go. So,
right.
Yeah,
You have to wait for that because...
Yep. Which, strangely, he's not actually in there, so doesn't really matter. But, yeah, he's playing a game, so we want to go play the game too. But, oh, right. But yeah, you need the quarter to play the arcade machine. He also says this, but I don't think this happens. Mostly because if you waited 5 minutes after shutting off the power, you would be fucking dead, so I guess we're glad he doesn't do that. His one little pixel for a mouth animation. So yeah, we gotta play,
Air hockey, yeah.
air hockey. We gotta play the arcade machine, but... Oh, funny enough, the small key is actually used for opening the slot so you can get the quarter back.
Ah!
If you don't even really need it, but if you manage to use the wrong arcade machine... You know, you think for the... Anyway, oh yeah, so yeah, we look for the code from DFS, or Dr. Fred Schwartz, because his name is actually Schwartz in this version. He got retconned to Edison thanks to, apparently, the writers of the TV show. You know, the Maniac Mansion TV show that ran for 3 seasons. I've watched a little bit of it. It's weird, but not, like, that weird. It's just kind of like, why? One of the main characters...
I believe it had some of the, like, Canadian comedians who were, like, part of the, Oh, gee, I wonder where the lab is.
Forgot about that. Yeah, it's like a Canadian thing. I know that much. One of the main characters is a fly with the man's head. Anyway, so yeah, the high score is the code to the door from Dr. Fred. Unless you don't trigger that cutscene, in which case the keypad password is actually 0000, because it hasn't been initialized until that cutscene plays. So you can actually, after you get the glowing key, the key card, and you get your win condition for Purple Tentacle, you can go straight here. You don't need to do the telescope, the safe, the envelope, the arcade machine, the plants. Like, there's so much shit that you could skip if you just go straight here. So, oops.
So you're trying to use the chainsaw on that, but unfortunately it's already a severed tentacle. You're not gonna...
Yeah, the chainsaw's another... it's out of gas. Another red herring. Anyway, Dave's gonna make the save because, I feel a little bad for him. That was a Pepsi machine.
Girlfriend.
Yep. You can also use a quarter on the Pepsi machine to get Pepsi. Just because. So yeah, this is just right here. You can just grab that. You will need to put on a radiation suit, because the next room, you will die if you enter without a radiation suit.
Oh good, the self-destruct mechanism.
purple key card under the hamster is used to open this door. Ed, or Fred, is just running around being like, I'm evil! Anyway, so... Yeah, so the meteor is right there. I was worried that projectile was, like, going to kill you eventually, but no, that's just the check to see whether or not you're wearing the rat suit. If you're not wearing it, you die there, but otherwise it doesn't do anything. But, yeah, apparently that machine was controlling Dr. Fred. I guess the meteor crashed down, produced a machine that would mind control this one man, and then couldn't do a whole lot to stop you from turning it off. But, yeah. The meteor, we gotta deal with him, because...
For 20 years!
Gotta get rid of that meteor once and for all. So yeah, this is where you would just pick it up and put it in the car. If you had the key.
Yeah.
Which is... It's in Green Tentacle's room, so it's not hard to get. But,
that ship has sailed into the stars.
yeah, opening that door takes you here. There's no way to get there otherwise. Like, you can't go back through. It's just a door that leads there somehow. But, yeah, we gotta get rid of this meteor. And, we ain't got a car.
A rich potato.
It does look like one. Oh yeah, you could turn on that sink, and that's actually you get normal water. For the envelope puzzle, which, by the way, that envelope puzzle, I kind of regret not doing that for my playthrough just to show it off, because, like, holy fuck. Like, not only that, like, you need it for half the characters. There are 3 characters that need that, it's like with the Razor and Sid, because they're identical. You play the piano and record it with that cassette player, and then send that in. And then Wendy just, yeah, rewrites the manuscript. You know who would really like a baked potato?
Oh!
This plan might like him.
I don't remember that this was an option.
Yep. This is actually, you know, I learned about that through, like, a video recently. But yeah, that just triggers the ending. He's just gone.
He ate him.
So yeah, you get, you can do that with anybody. You could use the car with anybody. But, if you do the Wendy one, she actually gets, the meteor is just like, I have, like, because it's the meteor's manuscript that you send in.
Yeah. Just
touched up. And so he just becomes a writer, and he just gives up. So, that's one of the sillier endings. So yeah, I guess I don't think the Sid or Razor one has a unique ending to it. It just allows you to get past Purple Tentacle. There's also, like, unique endings depending on, like, whichever endings you get, but also certain characters are dead. Like, there's, like, weird Easter eggs where, like, other characters, appear in the ending for them, and actually... Oh, right, there's also one for, oh god, what is it? You get the writing ending, but you also call the, Intergalactic Police. They'll show up in the ending to take him away while the meteor is, like, on the talk show talking about it's like crazy specific, but they came up with some silly stuff for that.